In a lovely, quiet neighborhood, there lived a couple named Jane and Mike. They were deeply in love and shared a dream of a prosperous future together. They owned a beautiful house, but they wanted something more. They wanted to invest in something that could change their lives. One day in 2012, Jane came across the concept of Bitcoin, a digital currency that was gaining popularity. She saw it as an opportunity to grow their wealth. Excitedly, she shared her discovery with Mike, who was a bit skeptical. He had heard stories of the risks of investing in such a volatile market. But Jane was persistent. She believed that Bitcoin held great potential and convinced Mike to give it a chance. To raise the necessary funds to make a huge difference in their lives, they decided to sell their beloved house for $600,000 and move into Jane's parents' granny flat. It was a tough decision, but they were determined to make it work. With the money from the house sale in their hands, they faced the next dilemma: which platform to use for their Bitcoin investment. Jane's parents had invested through Mt. Gox, a popular exchange at the time, and she thought it would be a good option. Mike, however, had reservations. He had heard rumors about Mt. Gox's questionable security practices. After much discussion and negotiation, they reached a compromise. They agreed to split their funds of $600,000 in half. $300,000 would go to Mt. Gox as Jane wished, and the other $300,000 would be split between her and Mike. Jane insisted on putting her share of $150,000 under her own name in Mt. Gox, while Mike decided to store his portion in a different wallet, Coinbase. He believed that Coinbase was a more trusted platform available at that time. With the terms settled, Jane took charge and sought the assistance of lawyers to draw up the necessary paperwork. They wanted everything to be clear and legally binding. The couple embarked on their Bitcoin journey with hope and anticipation. Jane monitored their investments on Mt. Gox, keeping a close eye on the ever-changing Bitcoin prices. Meanwhile, Mike kept an eye on his Coinbase wallet, cautiously watching the market trends. They followed the charts and watched as the value of Bitcoin fluctuated wildly. Sometimes it soared, filling them with excitement and dreams of what they could achieve. Other times it plummeted, causing moments of anxiety and doubt. Near the end of 2013, the price of Bitcoin soared to $1,000 per coin. Jane and Mike found themselves caught up in a whirlwind of excitement and anticipation. They couldn't believe their luck as their initial investment of $300,000 had multiplied to $30 million. Dreams of financial freedom danced before their eyes, and the possibilities seemed endless. Mike, practical and risk-averse, saw the opportunity to secure their gains as the price of Bitcoin reached $1,000 per coin. He carefully analyzed the situation and believed that selling their Bitcoin at that point would undoubtedly be a wise move. With their investment multiplying, they had become millionaires, and he saw the chance to solidify their newfound wealth. However, Jane's ambition and desire for even greater riches clouded her judgment. She wanted to wait a little longer, convinced that the price would continue to rise. Her eagerness to maximize their profits clashed with Mike's caution. Frustration simmered within him as he watched the potential gains slipping away. As quickly as the price of Bitcoin had soared, it began its descent, and panic set in. The once harmonious partnership between Jane and Mike turned into a battlefield of heated arguments. Jane's reluctance to sell tested Mike's patience to its limits. He pleaded with her, reasoning that if they took their investment out at $600 per coin, it would still yield a staggering $18 million. However, Jane's ambitions reached even greater heights. She envisioned a future where Bitcoin would skyrocket beyond its current price. She wanted to wait until it reached $1,000 per coin again, driven by the belief that the ride wasn't over yet. The prospect of turning their investment into a staggering $30 million fueled her desire for unimaginable wealth. Then, one fateful day early 2014, everything changed. News broke that Mt. Gox had suffered a massive security breach. Panic spread throughout the cryptocurrency community. It was revealed that a staggering amount of Bitcoin had been stolen from the exchange, including the funds entrusted by Jane and Mike. Millions of their profit lost, including their initial $300,000 investment. Their hearts sank as they realized the magnitude of the situation. The dream they had pursued with such hope was shattered. Their future plans were left in ruins. Jane and Mike were devastated. They lost absolutely everything. In the midst of their anguish, frustration boiled over. Jane's voice trembled with a mixture of anger and sorrow as she directed her anger toward Mike. "You should have pushed harder," she screamed, her voice laced with bitter accusation. "We could have taken the Bitcoin out when you wanted to. We wouldn't be in this nightmare if only you insisted. Mike couldn't believe what he was hearing. He tried to explain that he did talk to her many times about taking the money out, but they both had to agree, and he couldn't make the decision alone. He didn't want her to blame him because it wasn't his fault. The stress and loss became unbearable for Jane. The dreams they had built together shattered into pieces. Overwhelmed with grief and disappointment, Jane couldn't handle the situation anymore. She believed that the greed and insistence on her part had led to their downfall. In a moment of desperation, she asked for a divorce, feeling that she had brought nothing but misery to their lives. As years went by, Mike, carrying the weight of their past, focused on rebuilding his life. He never forgot the lessons he learned from their failed investments. Unexpectedly, the share of the house sale that he had placed in Coinbase turned out to be a stroke of fortune. Over time, the value of Bitcoin skyrocketed, and Mike's investment in Coinbase made him a billionaire. With newfound wealth, Mike sold a portion of his holdings and embarked on a new journey. He found love again and married a woman who, at the time, had no idea about his previous struggles and newfound riches. Together, they built an extraordinary life, filled with opportunities and prosperity. Meanwhile, Jane was left with deep regret and sorrow. She realized that her greed had cost her not only her marriage but also her financial stability. Her reckless decision to put everything in non-gox had led to devastating consequences. In the end, the story of Jane and Mike became a tale of contrasting fortunes. While Mike's decision to trust Coinbase led him to unimaginable wealth, Jane's pursuit of instant riches and disregard for caution left her with nothing but remorse and regret. It serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us all to tread carefully in the unpredictable world of investments, especially the cryptocurrency market. If you enjoyed this story, then I know you will enjoy another cryptocurrency story about an old lady who got scammed over $1 million worth of Bitcoin. In the crypto world, this happens a lot. It's very sad. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.